Yo everyone, welcome back to Optimal EV. Today we're going to be giving you a build guide and rundown on the all-new 2021 Mustang Mach-E.
For those of you who don't know, this is Mustang's first time getting into the electric vehicle market, as well as building an SUV. Ford has always banked on Mustang as being its American muscle, so now that they're getting in this field, we're going to take a look at it, go over some of the options and trims. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and turn on your post notifications. So let's hop into the build.
Let's do it. So here we are on Ford's website. As you can see, there are 4 different trims for this car. We have the Select, the Premium, the California Route 1, and the GT. As of recording this, in September, we're looking at about 4 months delivery time on the Select and the California Route 1, and we're looking at anywhere between 6 to 7 months delivery time on the Premium and the GT, and that's likely because of the chip shortages that is pushing cars back on production time as well as delivery time.
Yeah, it seems like with that shortage, at least they're giving you a nice notice, telling you that it's going to take that long. One thing that we noticed on the Premium compared to all the other options is that it definitely fits our market the best. So we're going to be reviewing the Premium. If you have any questions about any other trims or you want us to go over those trims, just leave them down in the comments. All right, so here we have the Premium trim. It starts at $47,600, and it does have a federal tax credit qualification. I like that they don't include it onto the price. So if you want to learn more information on that, go check out our link up top. That'll give you some more information on the federal tax credits. So now we're going to hop into the build. We have 19-inch wheels compared to the 18 on the Select. The Blue Cruise, which is their active cruise control. We have a 360 camera view, panoramic fixed glass roof, which is a nice clean roof, which we'll show you. We have our hands-free foot liftgate, which is standard on a lot of vehicles right now, especially SUVs. LED projector headlamps with signature lighting, heated front seats, heated steering wheel, which is great to have, standard feature. And with this awesome Bang & Olufsen 10-speaker sound system. Bang & Olufsen is not in a ton of brands anymore, but from experience, they're a great speaker system. Memory driver seat and power folding mirrors. That is something that should be standard on every vehicle these days. I don't care who you are, if you're Kia, Hyundai, Honda, any of them. You should all include that.
As of right now, Ford hasn't announced when they're going to be releasing their full driving, their full self-automated driving. So right now it's still just the Blue Cruise option. But, as we find out when they'll release that, we'll make sure to bring a video out for you guys.
Yeah, and it should all come equipped with all the features for that. So once the new cruise control does come out, it's going to put it into the car for you. So let's hop into the order. Okay, we have 4 trims here, and unlike a lot of other EV models, usually they give you the all-wheel drive or the rear-wheel drive standard on one of the trims, but what's nice is you actually get to choose your battery here. So we have our standard range rear-wheel drive, we have our standard range all-wheel drive, extended range rear-wheel drive, and extended range all-wheel drive. As you can see, the price does fluctuate a lot. As soon as you jump up any kind of battery, you're at $2,700 for the all-wheel drive. You're at $5,000 for the rear-wheel drive extended battery and $7,700 for the extended range all-wheel drive battery.
Just like with a ton of other cars, as you improve your battery to an all-wheel drive motor, you decrease the range that you get from this. It does sometimes increase the speed a decent amount, but your range is always limited in that case. On the standard range, you have 230 miles, and then you drop down immediately to 211 on the all-wheel drive version. On the extended range, you're looking at 300 total, and then dropping down to 270. If you guys don't know this already, most of these are all estimations. It's very rare for anyone to get that full amount of mileage when actually driving these cars. So I would say that you should even assume less range from any of these versions.
100%. And I would say that 230 miles, I would expect anywhere from around 30 to 40 miles less range, especially if you're in a colder climate.
Right. It's a pretty quick car. I'm not going to lie. 5.2 seconds on just the standard range battery is pretty good on the all-wheel drive. Definitely no complaints from me there.
Yeah, I think that one thing that's really important when selecting a battery is definitely weighing out if you care more about your speed and you care about having that all-wheel drive, or if you care more about your range, because spending $5,000 just for the rear-wheel drive upgraded battery, you're not getting the all-wheel drive, so it's just $5,000 straight up for 70 miles. So if you think the $5,000 is worth the 70 miles, that's up to you. If you rather pay the $2,700, get less range, but get the all-wheel drive, again, that's a personal choice you're going to have to make. So we're just giving you guys all the information for it.
For our build, we're going to go ahead and choose the extended range battery with rear-wheel drive. This offers the most amount of range for any of the other batteries. It has a decent 0 to 60 of 6.1, so no complaints there.
Yeah, and you're paying $5,000 flat. We wanted to keep it consistent with the Chevy Bolt EV, the Volkswagen ID4. They're all cars that do not have all-wheel drive, so that gives them definitely a advantage when it comes to the range. So let's compare this. Let's jump right into the build. All right, so our first impressions of this site is it's definitely very efficient and easy to use. I could tell just by picking the battery pack and now seeing the colors and the pictures, I definitely really like this site, and I look forward to building the rest of the car. First thing we're going to do is get into the colors. We have 6 color options in the premium. The first color we have is the dark matter gray metallic. I think it does look really good, especially with the black trim. Also with these nice bicolor wheels and the rear tail lights, which look incredible.
This is for sure my favorite color of the car. We've looked through all the others, and honestly, I'm just a big fan of this one. I love that dark and contrast with the wheels. It's just a really good look, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you really just enjoy those grays. On the ID4 especially, I think that was your favorite color as well.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a flat black, which will be the only flat color that you can get on the Mach-E. Then we'll have a light silver color. I'm not always a big fan of silver, but I've definitely seen them on the road a couple times on the Mach-E. Space white metallic. Does look like a nice white. I think definitely makes the lights pop, but I've heard some complaints with bugs on it. Here we have my favorite color, and usually I'm not a fan of reds, especially a light red, but this does kind of have like a mix. It's not too light, it's not too dark. I would definitely recommend this color, except you do have to pay an extra $400.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is my second favorite color, maybe close tie with space white metallic.
Then we have our last color, which are star white metallic in tri-coat, so you do have to pay extra for this color as well. It does just seem like a standard white, but definitely not my recommendation.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of paying that much more for just a pink color.
Now that we've went over the colors, we're going to hop into the interior. We're hoping that there's not only one option, which is just the standard cloth.
Awesome. So as you guys can see, we have 2 different options here. We have the light space gray perforated Active X seating, as well as the black Onyx version of that. Both of these are really sharp. I think it really just depends on personal preference for what you want. I typically like to go with a light colored seat if possible, if it's not an extra expense, because it helps keep the seat a little bit cooler in the summertime. But everyone likes a sleek black colored cloth.
I'm going to select the black one now and just show you how it looks. To me personally, I think the seats do look a little standard. They don't have really anything special about them. The ID4 had the nice trim on the seat, maybe a little wider, and the headrest, but it looks standard. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I do like that they have an extra storage compartment underneath the cup holders.
I do like that too.
Yeah, that's another thing that's consistent with the ID4. I like to have just extra storage in certain spots in the front, because it definitely gets annoying when you don't have room for all your crap.
All right, let's take a look at the interior here. Obviously, as the elephant in the room, we have a big, massive screen right in the middle here. If you haven't seen it already, the Ford F-150 Lightning has the exact same panel. It's a really cool panel, a little bit big on this car. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely fits the truck. This may be a little big. I could see how it might get a little distracting while driving.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some kind of night mode, though, so you can not be as distracted at nighttime. One thing I do love about it, though, is the dash, the display on the dash.
Yeah.
Seeing that simple battery charge, seeing your miles per hour, and your compass on there with just how much range you have left is a really nice, simplistic feel. I think a lot of companies do the display wrong and kind of either put too much or just not put anything at all, like Tesla Model Y.
Right.
So that's definitely a take that is hot.
I wasn't a big fan of this at first, honestly, but the dash being a really simple, everything you need is right there kind of look is really growing on me. I wasn't, a big fan, but I'm definitely starting to become one.
I think the first impression of it was it was so skinny. That's what kind of threw us off, because
Right.
you're not used to seeing that on any other model. But once you kind of get a good look at the interface, you definitely become fond of it, because I know that's the most important thing that's going to be, while I'm driving, I'm looking at that all the time. And if it's something that's too distracting or doesn't give me enough information, I'll definitely notice pretty fast.
All right, and lastly, let's cover the packages for the car.
All right.
As you can see, we have the interior protection package. This is your front floor mats, your rear floor mats, as well as the cargo floor mat. We normally advise just going with like a third-party option for this. It's usually pretty overpriced to go through a manufacturer. We also have the front license plate bracket, which I know that you are really not a fan of.
No, I hate them. If you're not required by your state to put one on and you still decide to put holes in your bumper, I don't know what I can say to you, but it's just, there's nothing left. There's nothing left for you.
It's not a good look. Lastly, we have the charging option, which is the Ford mobile charger. This is offered as a hybrid charger, but I'm not quite sure what that is. Troy, could you give me a quick rundown?
Yeah, so basically it's a flex charger, which means that you can charge it on a 120 volt, or you can use it for a 220 or 240. Basically, you'll have a level 1 and level 2 charger combined into one. A lot of companies just are required to give you the level 1 charger, but it's nice that Ford is going one step beyond and giving you both in one for no charge.
Yep. And that brings our total to $53,200 with an estimated mileage of 300 miles.
Yeah, I think it's a great car. One thing that I did notice as well is there's no door handles. That's really cool. They have a nice handle on the top in between the doors that you can grab onto. It definitely makes the car look a lot slicker. And one thing I noticed about the car as well is that it just has a great look on the front with no grille. Okay, now we've added the Mustang Mach-E to our score chart. As you can see, me and Sam both scored it a 64 out of 100. One thing that is notable is that front trunk.
Yeah, we got a front. Let's
got
go. So we differed here in price as well as features. For the price, I thought it wasn't that great. I know that there's a lot of different options here and a lot of different ways to like get yourself a good deal. I think the premium trim with the rear wheel drive extended battery is probably your best bet here. There's a ton of other options you can add in, but I do think it was a pretty average price, especially compared to its competitors.
Yeah, I think the all-wheel drive definitely hurts your range. Plus, it's not going to live up to the EPA range. So, deducting the range on the all-wheel drive and then deducting it again on real-world driving, you're going to definitely see a big change from the 300-mile range or the 270 in the all-wheel drive.
Yep.
One thing with the price that I kind of was hoping for, basically, I gave it a higher score because I'm hoping that the Mustang Mach-E comes out with an autonomous driving that is, on par with Tesla, but that's, very high hopes. We probably won't see that, but I'm big optimistic. Another thing we differentiated on was the features. I think it really there's nothing special about it. I don't see any crazy features that kind of pop to me. I do like the tech in the car, which we agreed on, but not necessarily the additional features on it.
Right. I give it slightly above average just because I like the choice of the different colors it has, the different interior colors particularly, as well as a few of the other options that come with it.
Yeah, and then one other thing just notable on the score is the exterior. I think we really loved the look of the Mustang Mach-E.
For sure.
Yeah, Ford did a great job just kind of bringing that Mustang look over to an SUV and still making it look sporty, at the same time having the awesome lights and the aggressive front headlights as well.
So that concludes our scoring. The Mustang Mach-E currently holds the highest score for both of us out of any car we've reviewed so far. Hopefully that changes in the future.
Yeah, check out this scoring chart that we have in the link in the description. You'll be able to see how it compares to the other electric vehicles we have reviewed. One day we'll be getting into some hybrids too, so we'll be able to match up some on a different scoring chart, but look forward to that in the future. All right, everyone, that wraps up our build guide and rundown on the Ford Mach-E. It looks like Ford has done a great job starting its journey in the electric vehicle market, and we look forward to seeing the cars that they come out with in the future.
And as always, please leave your questions down in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the future.